Good evening, everybody. Back to the 60s we go again. Back to the 60s. We're in Belgium today for the last round of the historic F2 Championship. It should be hopefully interesting if I don't have any technical problems. We haven't had an awful lot of luck in this championship so far. So this is a sixth and last round. We have been many places. All the historic tracks. So we started off at the Oostenrijk Ring. I didn't think I had one of the greatest rounds there. I think I collided with someone early on, first or second lap, and then I was on my own for most of it. And then Monte Carlo was the second round, and Monte Carlo was another frustrating race. I made a mistake coming out of the tunnel, spun around and collected a couple of drivers, and again that left me limping home to the finish after a huge repair bill. Third round, it wasn't my driving that failed, it was my hardware that failed. I had a Steam VR failure, which put me into the barrier. Thankfully I could restart all of my apps and get back into the race, but I was 3 laps down, but I did actually get some points for that. And then the fourth round was at Rouen in France, and again I had not computer problems this time. I had a power cut. The whole street went out of power, suddenly cut. It didn't turn on for a good 5-10 minutes. Again, I was able to come back in the server and still grab some points at the tail of the field. So yeah, not too good. Hockenheim. Finally, my luck. My luck had changed. I managed to get through other people's failures and came home with a second place. So hopefully I can replicate that at Belgium today. So Spa-Francorchamps, the 60s layout. So got 5th in the first round, 4th in the second, 8th in the third, 7th in the fourth, and 2nd in the 5th round. So that's where we stand. So if we have a look at the championship, I am quite down the order. There's a lot of people ahead of me that have been scoring well. But I am tied for 4th place with Ed Jones at the moment with 140 points. Now, I could overtake Ken Jagger today, but I would have to outscore him by 7 points. And that is, I think, nigh on impossible. We do have 40 points for first, 36 for second, and 33 for third. So let's say I win. Ken Jagger would need to finish third or less, I think. So he needs to finish probably about 2 or 3 places behind me. And I don't presume that we're going to have a lot of people on the server today. There is 6 of us. So I was hoping for a bit more for the end of the season. But it's the end of the season and a few people have fallen off the end, as it were. But we do have Tony Talviti here today, who's 8th in the championship. He's turned up for 2 rounds so far, and he's won both of them. So no doubt he will be winning his third. And if he gets 40 points, he won't overtake me in the championship, but he will overtake, if I can do my maths, 120. He will go up to 7th place. That's if he gets a maximum score. But that's if Phil Brown is not here. In fact, Phil Brown is here, so it will be hard for Tony Talviti to jump up in the championship. But Bjorn Hagman in first and Barrett Eriksson in second. Only 2 points separate them. Ken Jagger third, 147, so not too far behind. So it depends who turns up and what points they get. So yeah, so let's get out on track and do a little bit of practice. I've done a little bit of practice, so I know, in theory, where the circuit goes. I mean, I've driven here quite a lot, so it's not like it's a mystery to me. But And hopefully I have my engine sound working this time. I noticed the stream I did on Friday or Saturday morning, I didn't have any engine sound. So I'm going to test that out now and see what happens. But let's see. I think we've got engine sound. Okay. Keep me updated.
Understood. I'll keep you informed.
Alright, so we've got our crew chief doing our thing. Seem to have a yellow car now. Gonna escape to the pits and come back in so I don't have a yellow car. Right, so I've got 61 minutes of fuel. I'm gonna need a bit more than that. Because it's a 60-minute race today. Now turn the force feed back down a little.
Pit exit's clear.
Because I was suffering with the bumps. One final time for the historic cars. Probably stay in fourth for that. What I think I didn't do is turn up my gear ratios today. So I think I'm going to need it if I'm going to have any room for drafting. Near enough hitting the red line, but not really comfortable going flat out through there. So we've got 20 minutes left of practice. I like to brake a bit for that especially on the first lap. So hopefully everybody's having a good Sunday. It's going to be very difficult in quali. I think we've only got 15, maybe 10, 15 minutes. To get a lap in. And it's already a 4-minute lap. don't know if I can close the brake ducts. It's not like I'm pressing the brake an awful lot. The thing I've got to remind myself to do is not hold the wheel so tight. So the bumps, it's very easy to oh!
Incident in Sector 1, yellow flag. Okay, Neil, you picked up some minor aero damage.
Well, at least I know that there's a gap there. Alright, do I want to just increase 5th, or do I want to do the whole lot? 310, 275, 287. So I've already softened the suspension a bit to soak out some of these bumps, but let's soften the rear of it so we're not suffering. Right, 350. I don't know what my personal best is. I don't know if I got under 4 minutes now.
All clear on pit exit, you can push now.
I pretty much gave up on adjusting everybody's team names and things because everyone was just swapping cars all over the place, so it was pointless. Could probably short shift out of the corner. A little bit of stability. The first laps are going to be crucial for staying out of trouble. I'm guessing Lars wants to try out some draft.
In Sector 1.
So the rolling through the corners, it's a skill that I really struggle with. I'm sometimes a bit too stop-start. Especially with a car like this, you know, once you lose momentum, it's sometimes a little hard to get it back. stay in fourth for that one. Don't need to go up to fifth. I probably shouldn't be cutting those hay bales too tight either. It's a bit better. The thing is not to panic. Trying to stay as smooth as possible.
Sector 1 is 0.5 off the pace. Yellow flag sector 2. Green flag in sector 2.
Struggle to find where that second apex is there. I think I hold my breath every time I go through the master skink there. Through their full throttle this time. It gained me a lot of time. 12 minutes to go. Don't want to change down too early, otherwise there'll be an engine pop.
Sector 3 is 1.2 seconds off the pace.
Well, I'm 2/10 away from second, but the leader is 2 seconds ahead. He's just too quick. I mean, I'm carrying a lot of fuel, but especially round here, full distance fuel is very heavy. So.
You're 2/10 off the pace in sector 1.
Still makes me nervous. I thought I'd turn my force feedback down. It's still. I suppose it's just how many risks you take at some of these corners. That was a bit better, but it's only gained me 0.2 of a second now. Making kind of small adjustments for each corner to see if I can get faster through them, but there's so many of them. Alright, that's flat out. I might be happy with a brake and a gear change on that one. So I'm in the 352s. I could possibly get down to a 351 high if I can keep the momentum up. Not very comfortable. Neither was that.
That's 20 minutes to go, 20 minutes. P2.
So what I get? 351.5. That's not too bad. I remember when when R-Factor 2 first came out, this was the car and this was the track that was released. And I remember trying
You're a 10th off in sector 1.
I remember trying the 60s F1 car around here. Blew my freaking mind. It's the bumpiest circuit I think I've ever driven on.
Yellow flag. Green flag in sector 2.
Have a quick look at the relative over here, yellow flag. I've hit those houses a number of times.
Sector 3 is yellow. Sector 3 is green.
Changed gears a bit too early there. Bogged down a bit. Did gain a bit of time though. I don't think I'm going to make it to the 350s, but just got to get the line of that perfect. Really got to keep into the apex. Running wide is death. I mean, as is most
Sector 1.
places on this circuit. Flat out around there. I think I braked only like 5 meters too late, and that was it.
Look out for the pit speed limit.
How much fuel for 64 minutes?
For 1 hour, 4 minutes. We estimate we'll need about 65 litres.
Oof. 65 litres. I don't know. I don't know. Right, I'll save that. That's the race setup. I don't know where I got that set up from. I thought I was saving them. Oh, I've used a Spa setup all season. How much fuel for 3 laps?
For 3 laps, we should need 12 litres. Okay, Neil, 15 minutes left. That's 15 minutes.
Need to get an echo from
No, I don't know what you're saying.
make sure I don't turn off the Is David Bowie in Spanish? How much fuel for 3 laps?
For 3 laps, we think we'll need 12 litres.
So if it's 15 minutes, is it gonna be? I want to perhaps put 4 laps in. I don't know if we're gonna make 4. Well, that's gonna be enough for 4. what's being said in chat. It was so dangerous I opened beer 50 minutes ago. Oh, they're just talking about beer. Ben, why are you in the Spark? I thought you were in the Eve. Unless you prefer the Spark, I don't know. 1 minute to quali. I mean, we're not really expecting any different weather. I don't like to mess with the weather too much. Oh, he heard me. He heard me. A 350.1. 1.4 seconds off the bat. Well, I'm definitely not going to catch the top two if they're going to be doing that pace in a race. But it's going to be a little bit of a battle further back. I just need to score ahead of Ed Jones to keep fourth in the championship.
That's the end of the session. E3.
And I need to significantly finish ahead of Ken. Alright, I've got to get my skates on for this because I've got to get out of the pits.
You're all clear. Stay behind the line. Okay, Neil, we've got 9 minutes to get a decent lap in.
Oh, we're only doing 10 minutes of quali. So it's 2 laps if we're lucky. I've got too much fuel in there. Big fuck off airship. That feels a bit intimidating in VR. A big huge airship coming over. Take the right line through the Master Kink there. I was chasing it through the first apex and yeah. Where these guys are making up their time. I mean, you can probably gain half a second on just getting momentum through some of these corners. Get a lift on our warm-up there. least I'm going to have someone to chase, but... just don't want them to make a mistake. Let's get a banker lap in. Well, worked out okay. I was 3/10 down at the start of Eau Rouge and then made it up on the exit. Good.
Alright Neil, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
Take a bit of a chance going around there. And there. Oh, I've gained so much time. I've gained a second. Just by holding onto it through that big right sweeper. Right, don't lose it at the master kink now. Right, I've held on to it. It's okay.
Incident in Sector 2, yellow flag. Sector 2 is clear. Incident in Sector 2. Sector 2 is yellow.
Damn it.
Your suspension's completely knackered. There's nothing we can do there.
I got greedy. I got greedy. I was a second up on my personal best. Oh, fuck. I tried to carry just too much speed. I think I took too much grass coming in. And that pushed me a bit wider than I thought. I should have just played it safe there and just kept trying to hang on to the advantage I had. Poo is all I can say. Oh, Tony's done the same. He's gonna put in a lap time, but that was a big off.
New fastest lap for Hagerman, 3:51.1 seconds.
I mean, I could have beaten that as well. 51.
That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
So. Where's Phil gonna go?
Fastest lap for Brown, 3:49.6 seconds.
Whoa! Whoa, where did that come from? Monster lap! Absolute monster of a lap. So is Tony going to finish? He took a pretty big whack there. How is his car still in one piece? It's crabbing a little, it looks like. It doesn't look like it's the easiest to drive. Ah, oh, I could have been in the first 2 rows. I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted. But Ken Jagger hasn't put a time in yet. But it looks like I'm not going to be on the final row because it looks like Ed Jones and Ben haven't gone out, so I'm going to be ahead of my championship contender. I just need to stay ahead of Ed Jones. I'd like to be able to pass Ken. Ken is possibly... I don't know if Tony's going to finish his lap. I think I might turn the Phil C back down just 5% more because I was suffering a bit. Right, what's Ken gonna do? Oh, puts it up in 4th. I mean, Barrett's going for another one. That's a bit of a slow outlap. He was a bit faster than that in practice. 3:56. Tony's just coming through the final part. So whereas I think Barrett is just in front of Tony. Taking a bit of a tight line to those 2 corners, maybe playing it a bit safe. There's Tony behind with a really horrible handling car. So this is the battle over 5th and 6th at the moment. Closed up on the final part of that lap. Where's Barrett gonna go? That's not much of an improvement. No improvement in pace. Tony comes across the line. Where's it gonna put him? Still puts a 3:49 in. Wow, that's insane considering the state of his car. He bounced off the fence. That's insane. That is insane. Right. Okay. Everyone's in the pits, so we're going to set the start in order. Okie doke. Right. Positions are for the final round of this season. So Phil Brown gets a stunning pole. Tony Talviti damaged car, but still brings it home in second. Lars Hagman third. Bjorn Hagman in fourth. Ken Jagger in fifth. Barrett Eriksson sixth. I grabbed seventh because I did go out. And Ed Jones eighth. And Ben Summers did not. So how about that? Okay. I mean, it was dramatic, the crash I had. I hit a house, I think. I think I hit a house. So, final race of the season. It's fingers crossed for no particular problems. Maybe my arms might give up quicker than my hardware. So 67 litres. Now Tiny Pedal says 67 litres is 66 minutes. I think I should possibly put either 1 or 2 litres less. Is this too much? 64.9. I think I'm going to play it safe and put one. So it's the 1966 track, and I'm putting in 66 litres. So there we go. Ah, Tony. Hang on a second. I think I don't think Tony fixed his car. There's obviously a rule with Sim Racing Online that we do an out lap and a fast lap and an in lap. You can't just escape and start a lap again. So that's why I didn't go out again, because I'd already destroyed my car. There was no hope of getting out of that. I'd already torn off the suspension and stuff, so right, so 9 drivers for the last. I'm hoping most of us last till the end.
2 minutes to go. 2 minutes.
It's always good when the season goes out on a high. Hopefully. I don't want to be watching this from the sidelines. Right, so what we're going to do off the start, season will go out with a bang. Don't say that. So what I'm going to do at the start, because we're facing downhill, I don't think we're going to be too far up the hill. I've got hold brakes on. So I'm going to have it in neutral and change to first as the lights go green. I'm going to be very cautious, because if there's a crash at Eau Rouge, I don't really want to get caught up in it. So yeah, you're behind me. I'll show you where to go. All I need you to do is hassle Ed Jones so I can get 4th in the championship. If you see a gap. If gap car, yeah. And I'll be able to do the points at the end as well, so I'll be able to find out who's won the championship. It's very close at the top between the first two. It depends where Tony goes, really. Phil and Tony are the spoilers for the championship because Bjorn Hagman leads the championship and he's in 4th. So they're going to be taking points off him.
That's the end of the session. 7th position.
And that works into Barrett Ericsson's favour. So there you go. Right, deep breaths. Deep breaths.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now. The fuel estimates are not going to be great. The track temp is 22 Celsius. The air temp is 22.
Okay, right. Double check the setup. Yep. Oof.
Okay, spotter calls please, Claire.
Left side. Clear left.
Someone missed a gear, I think.
On your right. Clear right. Car left. Hold your line. Still there. Clear left.
Settle in. Everyone's clear through Master King. That's good news.
Left side. Clear left.
Bjorn's maybe playing it a little safe. Unfortunately, I was on a bit of a tighter line to that corner that I wouldn't have liked. Was a little bit annoying. he's
Right
off down the
side,
hill.
clear right.
Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate. We think Tony has crashed. Sector 3 is now clear.
On your right. Still there. Clear right.
I guess I had cold brakes.
U4.
Probably not going to be speaking an awful lot. Huge concentration. Ken Jagger is leading, unfortunately. Ahead of Ed Jones, which is the important thing.
Gap to Hagerman behind is now 1.4.
It changed up a bit too early again. It felt like I bogged down in 5th, but
Okay, Neil, the next car is Brown.
I did wonder. I think Brown's going to be upping in the times. Looks like Lars is going for the lead. Oh, there's another one down the...
Yellow flag.
One down the bank. I don't know who that was. It might have been Brown. Indeed it was.
P3.
I think at this point, Bjorn is looking good for the championship because he's ahead of Barrett. I don't know where 3rd is. Actually, I think 3rd is in the lead at the moment. So Ken Jagger is in the points. Maximum points. So we've got just under 14 laps of this. Which is insane.
Green flag in sector 3. The gap behind is now 1.3 seconds.
A little bit of a risk touching the grass there. I'm carrying more than enough fuel. The estimate was a bit too much. Alright, so Bjorn's brother is scalping points off of Ken. Championship's going to be very interesting. I'm pulling away a little from Bjorn behind, but
is now 2.5.
But they're having drafting battles up there, so they're going to be pulling away from me. Really too much I can do about that. I could drop back to Bjorn behind and see if I can draft with him, but I'd rather not be close to anybody, to be honest. I mean, maybe they're slowing themselves up, I don't know. Out about half a second on me on the latter half of that lap. Touching the grass again. Closed up a
behind
little.
is now 1.0.
Closed up a little in this sector. I mean, at least I've got enough fuel to do an extra lap, let's just say that.
sector 3. Sector 1, yellow flag.
Something happening at the
Brown
start.
has gone off.
Oh. I don't know where Brown was in the championship. Well, I closed up at the start of the lap, but they've been able to, because the rest of the lap is pretty flat out, they've been able to draft together, I think.
The gap to P4 behind is now 1.3. Green flag sector 1, green flag in sector 3.
Look down at chat, to be honest. I'm scared.
Sector 2 is now yellow, the gap behind is now 1.0 seconds. We think that Jones has gone off.
Oh. That's my championship contender.
Green flag, sector 2.
I seem to be a little bit stronger in the second half of the lap. It's the first part of the lap that the car behind closes on me. Bjorn's doing what he needs to do. He's ahead of his championship rival. It all depends what happens ahead, I think. I'm wondering whether Ken is actually going to leapfrog them both. I don't try and do maths at the wheel.
The gap behind is now 2.0 seconds. Yellow flag in sector 2.
Full update.
Now you're breaking up.
Oh, I don't think you can do a full update on the R factor. I forgot. Unless I'm just not saying it right.
Okay, Neil, the next car is Jogger.
So Jogger's going to get 36 points. To add to his 147. Chasing that all the way up the road there. I don't know if I lifted off too late or what. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Ooh.
Seen a little bit of aero damage.
I think I got away with that. I think.
The driver in front of us is Hagerman.
Oh.
The gap to Hagerman behind is now 1.6 seconds. It looks like Hagerman has stacked it.
Things have changed dramatically in a few corners. Just 10 laps to go.
Seconds. Green flag, sector 2. You're leading. Yellow flag in sector 3.
A little bit easier that time.
Sector 3 is clear. Gap to Hagaman behind is now 2.0. lap 2. Hagerman behind is now 1.2 seconds.
Oh, my hands are hurting. Gripping onto the wheel so damn tight. Some of the bumps. Relax my shoulders a bit as well. Pit stop, no fuel.
Understood. 91 litres. Okay, we'll add the fuel.
Pit stop, don't refuel.
Okay, no refueling this time.
Pit stop, don't repair.
We can't do that.
Pit stop, don't change tyres.
Copy that. No tyre change at the next stop.
Seven laps to go. 6 laps to go.
The gap behind is now 1.0 seconds.
Bit of time there. I rouge a little bit better than I have done. Lights changing a little bit. Got a bit dim through there. I guess the sun was quite behind the clouds, but made it feel a little different.
The gap behind is now 1.1.
How many lap times are we doing? 52s. I'm gonna be so sore after this. 3:51 then. Which is good. Managed to find nearly half a second on my personal best.
So, Hagaman behind is now 1.1 seconds.
Big shadow on the track.
On your left, clear left.
That put me off. There was a big bloody shadow on the track. I couldn't see the corner exit.
The gap to Hagaman ahead is now 2.0.
Just over 3 laps to go, apparently. According to my HUD.
Alright Neil, you're reeling. Hagaman in. The gap is now 4.2. P2.
Oh, 3 laps to go.
Car left. Still there. Hold your line. Hold your line. Hold your line. Clear left. right.
There's an apex there somewhere. I was very conscious of getting my braking right.
You're now in the lead.
Two laps to go.
The gap behind is now 1.1.
That was a silly idea, changing up too soon there.
Just 2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go. Come on, Neil, one more lap. Keep it together. We'll win this.
rev the shit out of it then to hopefully get out of that corner properly.
On your left. Hold your line. Clear left.
You won. Fantastic drive. Well done, Neil.
Holy shit. Oh, man.
Hold your line.
Oh, I was fighting for my life then. And he was a little bit faster in other parts of the circuit that I wasn't, but I think I had him covered. I knew I couldn't give up the inside line on that last hairpin, and he was looking, but I just had to keep it straight in the hope that he didn't get his braking all wrong. Right, let's have a look at the results. I finally get a win. No problems. But we were the only finishers. We were the only finishers. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. That's not right, is it? Unless it's going to update itself or something. But blimey. Right. I think things have changed in the championship. And we're going to have to do a little jiggery pokery with our points. Okay. First time this season. We said we were going out with a bang. We went out with a bang, that's for sure. I think... right, so Bjorn second. Lars gets a third. Oh, my hands are shaking. Ken Jagger gets a fourth. Ben Summers gets a sixth. What did you hit, Ben? What did you hit? Seventh is Ed Jones, so I stayed ahead of my championship rival. Tony went off quite early. That's eighth. Phil Brown in ninth. Where's Phil Brown? Where's the 9? There's the 9. Right. Let's see. Did I get it right? And Ben, Ed, Tony, Phil Brown. I guess. Hang on a second. Barrett Erickson must be on the next page. Hang on a second. Oh, Barrett Erickson was third? Third? Oh, that changes things. That changes things. Okay. Alright. Although Barrett Erickson was all the way down there. So that means Lars is fourth. Jagger is fifth. Ben Summers is sixth. That's right. Ed Jones is... Oh no! They've all left the server. 7th, 8th. and 9th. Well, I assume that that's the order. I assume that that's the order. Okay. I assume that's the order. Right, let's see what happened to the championship. Create standings. So Bjorn was leading when it's all kicked off. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the R-Factor folder. No, I'm completely in the wrong place. That's what I'm looking for. Right, standings. Okay, let's see if our standings work. Season standings. So, Bjorn takes it with the 2nd place. Bjorn takes the championship. Barrett Eriksson in 2nd. I jump up to 3rd. With Ken Jagger's problems. I think I've got the points right. I don't think I would have been that far out. Even if it's a couple of places higher. So I grab 3rd at the last. Ken Jagger gets 4th rather. Ed Jones down in 5th. Lars Hagman in 6th. Phil Brown in 7th. As expected, Tony stays 8th. Ben Summers rounds out the year in 9th. And Michael LaBelle, who turned up for rounds 2 and 3, is in 10th. Oh! Telegraph poll. Of course, it's always the Telegraph polls. Always the Telegraph polls. Oh. I hope the replay saved for that, because I think that is a classic. That is an absolute classic. When the top 2 had a problem at the Master Kink, it was very difficult to pick out what to dodge, because I saw a wheel, I saw some suspension on the left, and then I saw a car in the middle of the track, and I was like, right, I just need to squeeze past this car and not hit it. So that was very lucky. But the battle of top 2, once he got in my draft, it looked like he was gaining in the draft and not getting to a point of an overlap before the corner. So he was gaining not enough at the right points of the track. But that I was always weak at the last part, and I knew that if I had a bad exit out of the second to last left-hander, and I did, I needed to stay mid-track, because to go either side would be suicide. So I stayed mid-track, and then I went to the outside, and then tried to get as best stayed flat out around the last left-hander as I could. But then, because of his positioning, he looked like he was going to he was going to go up the inside, so I had to stay right. So yeah, my wrists are killing me. My neck is killing me. My shoulders are killing me. Oh, yeah. Bjorn says my wrists need a break. I'm not far off you, buddy. Not far off you. Oh, right. Okay. Okay. I still need to make dinner. I think I'm just going to have some noodles or something. I'm exhausted. Absolutely bloody exhausted. I thought I was going to be exhausted from my grocery shopping a couple of days ago, but that seemed to be not too bad. But that race, ow, that's going to hurt a lot tomorrow. And I know we've got some racing tomorrow as well. We're in Automobilista 2 tomorrow, so... Oh no. Oh, let's hope that VOD has sound for the engine. Hopefully it did. If the stream had sound for the engine, I've been having some technical problems, but hopefully it worked. If not, I'm going to have to add it back in with the replay again, which is always a pain in the bum. But yeah, right. I'm heading off to pass out or something. But I'll see you hopefully back here tomorrow for some Automobilista 2. I think it's not the same. I think it's an hour later, so I think we start at 6:30. We'll be in the Brazilian stock cars at Cordoba. Yeah, 6:30, and it's only a 45-minute race. It shouldn't be as sweaty or as hard as that. So thank you for watching. I'm off to pass out, and I'll see you later.